Hi, I'm Stuart Bull and welcome to this lesson on major pentatonics. Now, we've already discussed minor pentatonics. If you haven't taken a look at that lesson, please do, because that's really going to help you out here. So we're just going to go back to our A minor pentatonic for a second. And in the first position, we have this. Now, as we discussed before, the root of the scale appears 3 times within that first position. 5th fret on the low E, 7th fret on the D, 5th fret on the high E. Now, this scale can also be C major pentatonic if we change the root. Now, what I mean by that is we have exactly the same notes, but now our emphasis is on a different note, which is C. So we have a C here, which is 8th fret on the low E. We have a C here, which is 5th fret on the G string, and we have a C here, which is 8th fret on the high E string. Now, the way I want to explain this to you, imagine that you're eating a meal, and it's a 3-course meal. You start off with, say, shrimp cocktail, then maybe for the main course you have steak and potatoes, or maybe a veggie burger if you're a vegetarian, and then for the dessert you have ice cream with chocolate sauce on. Now, if you eat that food in that order, shrimp cocktail, main course, ice cream, it's going to give you a certain experience. But let's say, for example, you ate exactly the same food, but you ate the ice cream first, then the shrimp cocktail, then the main course. It would be exactly the same food, but it would give you a different experience, okay? Because your palate would receive the ice cream first, and then the next meal that you had would be different, and the one after that would be different, of those 3 courses. And when we have this concept, this is exactly how this works. The experience that you get from going from A to A is not the same experience that you get from going from C to C. Especially if I give you a chord. So if I give you an A minor chord, for example, and then play A to A, it's not the same experience if I give you a C chord. Same notes, different experience. Okay, so this is how we can get 2 scales out of the same scales by starting them in different places. And how we make it sound like the scale that we want is by emphasizing the root. So in other words, if we want these notes to be A minor pentatonic, we make the root A our most important note. Now, if we want to make this C major pentatonic, we make the C note our most important root. And I think you'll agree that's got a much happier sound, a much brighter sound, as opposed to the more dark. That's minor. Now major. Minor. Major. And I'm going to do another lesson with some backing tracks so that you can you know, really hear and play along. But what I want you to do for now is go through these positions and just try some licks and some ideas, you know, switching between making the A, okay, the root, which means the scale will be A minor pentatonic, and making the C the root, which will make the scale C major pentatonic.